You're watching Fugitive Red-Eye, and welcome to another episode of Random Thoughts. Now, I've done episodes on this subject before, however, I just started thinking about it again and I want to talk about it with my ass-backwards way with technology. Because, as you may have noticed, I am not the most tech-savvy, despite the fact that I did work at Geek Squad for 2 years. But, thing is, when you're doing that, you're doing a lot of faking it and just saying, hey, turn it off and on, and you're also just transferring their computer remotely to online people to work on it, typically in like the Philippines and stuff like that, because that's what that was all like. Or just like running a troubleshooter, or helping them install like malware bytes or shit like that. Like that's literally like all the tech savvy I had at the or like resetting a router, like really simple shit, right? But when it comes to technology, I'm like a fucking caveman with I'm both stubborn, impatient, and incompetent, which is a deadly trifecta when it comes to figuring out how to do certain things, you know, like programming and whatnot. Now, I have learned how to do simple things, like I can install a mod on a Steam game, no problem, and I'm not talking from the workshop. I'm talking if I go to, like, Nexus or ModDB, things like that. I can do stuff with the workshop, too, but obviously that's not impressive at all, because that's easy. But I've put mods on my Fallout 3, I've put mods on Postal 3, I'd put mods on, those are the main two I can think of. Postal 2, as well. But so I can install mods and things like that, but I can't make mods, hell no. I wouldn't know the first thing about coding or even just using assets and things like that. That said, I have plenty of modded consoles, but I would have no idea how to fucking mod them myself, which is why I've always bought them pre-modded, right? Like my modded PS3, I bought from a guy on Craigslist, and he already hooked it up with a bunch of mods and stuff. But here's the thing, there's a ton of shit on this PS3 that I have never fucked with, because I'm always worried I'll fuck something up because I don't know what I'm doing with a lot of this shit. Like, there's a bunch of debug tools and shit on it. But what sparked me to talk about today was I was actually trying to watch my Ren and Stimpy German Blu-ray on there. I already thought I couldn't, because I've tried before. Even though I set the region in my mod tool to be region B, which that is, it doesn't work. Now, I did try changing the console region overall to Europe in the debug tools as well, just barely. Didn't work either. Now, it doesn't say specifically that it's a region problem, so maybe this thing just can't read Blu-ray movies, because it can read games just fine. But maybe there's something wrong with the Blu-ray player in this modded PS3. Or maybe there's some other setting. I also found a setting that said fake region that I tried. That didn't work. I fucked with a few things, and I went on some of the apps on this PlayStation that I never fuck with, like the Rebug Toolbox and shit. Because, again, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, so I try to steer clear of some things. And, like, this thing doesn't have a ton of room on it, so when I install games from the disc, because I install them directly from the disc. That's the way that I do it. Because I create an ISO file on the PS3, so I never have to touch the disc again. But I do try to prioritize which discs I put on it. For instance, my anything that's an import, obviously, I install on here. But there are a few other games on here that aren't imports, obviously, and I have had to delete some to make room. And it's interesting, because when I try to retitle some of the games, because sometimes it'll recognize the game and it'll give it the proper title. Right now I'm installing Duke Nukem Land of the Babes on it. I was debating just doing that on the PS2. But here's the thing. I get really impatient dealing with the PS2 and having to use the HDMI to AV adapter that has like a short in it. And then having to use the PS2 cord, which has a short in it. It actually has two shorts in it, one in the top, one in the bottom. It's really irritating. Anyway, point is, I kind of wanted to play this game because I've been thinking a lot about Duke Nukem lately, and Land of the Babes I've never played. I did briefly play Time to Kill. I have Time to Kill. I thought I installed it on here, but I didn't see it on here. So once I find that, maybe I'll install that on here too if there's room. I might do some more spring cleaning on it. I did delete some of the games on here. Anyway, going off on tangents now. Yeah, I use Windows 7 on my computer. I use fucking Movie Maker to edit my videos. When I want to play a ROM hack, I fucking get cartridges from Etsy and play them on my Retron. Like, overall, there's just a really ass-backwards way to the way I do things. Like, I emulate on 2 modded original Xboxes, kind of 3, but I don't really use the 3rd one all that much. And then 1 modded 360 when I want to play emulators. Those are what my emulators are on. I have emulators on this computer, I'm pretty sure. And I think back before my brother sold this to me, he used it. I know I have Dolphin on here, but I'm a fucking idiot when it comes to using that shit. Now, granted, I'm sure I could figure it out if I actually get practice with it. But nevertheless, I just wanted to talk about that because me fucking with the settings on my PS3 and being like, okay, did I fuck anything up? Did I fuck anything up? Which I didn't, I don't think. Was just like, it reminded me of just how ass-backwards I am about technology. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this embarrassing little random thoughts. Anyway, have a good one. Toodles.